All right, everyone gather around. Let's go over the brief.
Yanni, come on.
So, everything I already set upstairs, just to go over things on the map itself. If you were to open your maps, we're down at Squadron Mandelin's position. This is also where you will respawn, because this is a 2-life op. The only two things you have to directly avoid is Squadron McLean's position, so don't go all the way far right there, and try to avoid the 3rd NKVD Border Guard Regiment position. But the area in between, like literally just to the left of that, you guys can move in. Just don't look directly into there and you won't get shot by bad people. So, your job is literally to, this road right here that I'm marking is Raate Road. You need to basically clear all the bad people on it.
Entire road?
The entire road. You can either literally go on one side and sweep to the other, or you can raid specific spots of it because some areas are more fortified than others. Also, as I said in the announcement, play this smart or you're going to get fucked. So, good luck. Mission is a go. You guys are free to move whenever you want.
Alright, where's ground?
Yes, I'm ground.
Alright.
I'll be on 5-0 if you need me.
Okay.
If you're not watching back up, let them talk.
Oh, and I do recommend you lower your view distance if you're lagging, because you are fighting a division of dudes, so...
Sorry! Are all squadrons and RTOs on me?
Not Canadian.
Yeah, so... We still allow for custom face wear on the server, so you might see some of them with some silly stuff like Tory with his N95 right there.
To the end of it.
I'm thinking if there's gonna be reinforcements.
What?
Do we have information that we gained from last time, like the intel? The mortar precision. Do we know about that?
The other squadron has it, not us.
So we technically don't know about it.
Nope.
At the Moses. Squad hang out to the north while we clear towards presumably where the houses and the most fortified positions are. Airport fucking check, people.
Why are we earplug checking?
Alright, let's see what they do.
Why are we earplugging?
Last step of this operation is to check the glob scale. 90, 35, 50-50, a classic Liru op. So, how's everyone doing? We will here. This is a Zeus op, Battle of Raate Road, Phase 2, Raate, Raate.
I'm gonna take the squads to on the phase lines.
We'll see how things go.
And, we'll just move until the central point, like over there, and then we'll just clear the roads.
Either way, we'll see what the players decide to do. If you want to see an on-the-ground POV, Barbarian is streaming. He is part of the Tier 3 group. They are the quote-unquote volunteers, and they've been given a decent mix of equipment. So, we've got 2 with boys anti-tank rifles. They're going to basically form an AT team here. 1 with an SMG, some riflemen. I'm seeing some Mosins, and...
Probably like
Shit, I don't know what they all are.
2 actually. The other guy joined Alpha, I think.
I'm not well versed in bolt action rifles. And then we got the AT weapons that the ground team made. We've got a medic.
Are they only on the roads, or are they also?
They are everywhere in that boxed in area.
Okay.
So that's the perimeter of the AO here.
Just Bravo.
Bravo.
Or the SMLE, which is version, I believe.
That is what Liru just said. Yes, Dino.
When will I do a 40k stream for that? That's going to be this Saturday at 8, I believe.
T3s will take care of that purple box area. If we can't, then we'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll have my. I'll be in the middle.
So they're going to swing around where Mandelin started and go in left or right. That's going to be very smart because that's actually going to bypass all of the fortifications.
Okay,
but
so you guys can take care of anything that rolls up. Okay.
So in response to that,
this one
because
has
I'm actually
sales.
managing where
Yeah,
my
I see
squads
no
are,
problem
I do have a squad
Liru, I
literally
forget,
patrolling up and
are
down.
there KD ones?
Yes, there are.
There are? Okay. That's
Copy that.
Those are big
There was
boys.
last.
Understood.
That was last up. So
Solid
I
copy.
think they're
I'm
this
guessing
one.
the command element's gonna be
On the
following
way.
behind Alpha and Bravo.
On the way.
Yell at
Copy
them.
that.
Bravo.
I do have watchtowers, but some of the AI just don't want to stay in some of them.
Now,
No,
Alpha's
I
gonna
don't.
be going towards
Should we
the
just
north,
start
starting
on
on that roads. Bravo is gonna be
Not quite yet.
I saw another guy
starting in the
slaughter
forest,
them.
moving towards the road, and the tier 3s will hold our north down from any enemies that are over there. I expect most reinforcements to be on the crossroads and the building.
Okay.
When we get to the crossroads, we'll just move towards the east.
What kit are you?
Along the roads, and then until we clear out all the side roads. I don't want to plan it too far ahead, because we'll never know how it may change.
Fair enough.
Who's my Alpha squad lead? McMurray. Bravo squad lead? Silver. Okay. Do you know what you need to do?
Let's give him a warm up, shall we?
I cut about the last portion of that, head up to the road, block the east side, I'm assuming.
Alpha heads to the road, Bravo starts in the forest, and then we'll just move along the phase line, and phase lines, and we'll call in when we reach certain phase lines. Your 3s are gonna hold the north, and destroy anything that's over there.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan, at least.
If you need reinforcements or medics, then ground team will have their platoon medics and AT team.
Yeah, probably.
Defensive CTs are going to go ahead and head out since we have a bit further to walk.
Yeah, there should be 4, but I don't know what the hell. You can probably join on Alpha.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to find him in the yellow bin.
And Alpha to just walk through the road.
I don't want to have to
Just
back
go
out
straight
and find
east.
out who he is, but
Just go straight
Hey,
east.
who is?
Because we need to clear just the southern area.
I don't even know what that
give me a
means.
second, I'll
I
back
don't
up and
expect
find out who
much
the hell he is.
to be up in the north.
So we just got to be patient with them. It's going to be a lot of moving in the front, but as you can see, it's going to have a lot of action later on.
What I want is us to slowly move towards the center, the crossroads, and then we'll plan further from there. Inform your squads and go to your starting areas. Alpha starts on the roads, and Bravo starts on the south of the second road. I got your maps and I got it marked on the side, so they'll be between you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have
Right,
exactly
back.
any
Okay,
ships,
Alpha. We are going to be attacking from Point Alpha, and we are heading straight east to the phase lines. We're starting on the road, so we'll just really head towards our starting point and hold there until everyone is ready, and then we'll just pushing straight east
Yeah, but
and
people are
clear
still driving
anything out we
guys
find.
Moving west along the
It's
road.
simple.
We'll be behind Alpha.
Until
We'll
we
go
get
towards the
to
screamy.
Okay, Alpha and me, we're moving.
Alpha RTO. Alpha's moving out.
Okay, Alpha is moving.
This is called Study Candidate. We are moving out as well. Liru, we have a Rave Null in our squad. Yeah, you're already on it.
I mean, he can play with a knife. I don't care.
Well, we already had one guy run off into the woods in a drunken stupor and just start hitting trees, so I'm sure they'll find each other.
I'm perfectly okay with him just keeping the knife.
Me too. Here, this is.
So honestly, at your guys' angle, I might just move our spawn to where Macadami's was last week. That way you don't have to walk a much larger distance.
As you wish.
Hey, you! Yeah, come over here. See all those dudes running up the road?
Right. I do see them.
Go join them.
Okay. Thank you.
Have fun.
I will.
Easy teleport. All right, so overall, let me check. How many people do we have for this operation? About 35. All right, cool. So that's a decent number. With 8 in the T3 slots, that means we've got an Alpha, a Bravo, a Charlie, a Command squad, and a T3 squad. So basically about a platoon's worth of infantry. A little on the lighter side, but for all things considered, a platoon fighting a division, not that bad. Op has not started yet. No, they're going to maneuver into position. I like to give them a little bit of wiggle room here because, you know, I give them a direct path, but they're going to play this smart. Another thing they could have done was bypass everything and attack from this area, where I will admit I've got 2 patrols going around here. I just don't have them spawn to keep things minimal in terms of, you know, I don't have to spawn in things I don't have to until I absolutely need them. There's no air support or armor or drones that could, you know, see into here, so no harm, no foul. Not gonna lie, one of the biggest things that Zeus's can learn is the limited perception of the players can always be used to a Zeus's advantage to maximize the amount of performance you can get on the server at once. So I've got all my hard points garrison that take me a while to actually make, but everything that's not needed on the server right now I don't have. Yeah, so that's going to bring us up to 5, and I think he'll be the last one. So I'll just teleport him up when he appears. But let's see, if I were to try to look, we've got the T3s. They've got 8 people rocking with them. We have Mac Marine, who is leading 1 squad. We've got Devincer, who is ground command. He's got his RTO right there. 1, 2, 3 medics. I saw him take both of those elephant rifles. And then another squad, which is running a minimal group. So they'll probably be used as a QRF team. Though with Jason coming, that'll make them 6. And 6 is not a bad number here. That just means they've got their RTO, their squad leader, machine gunner, and then a few riflemen. So they're just a mini weapons team. Good enough. Are there different Zeus interfaces? Not necessarily. The only things that really change in the Zeus interface are if you're using vanilla Zeus, Ares, which is old-fashioned, Achilles, which is the current, and then Zen, Zeusing Enhanced, which is the new thing coming in to replace Achilles to make it defunct. It just represents the commands and extras that you have, but the actual general interface always looks like this. And he did a heckin' appearing. And yeah, he is part of that group because you see him link. So, yep, Bravo is now up to 6. The more the merrier. The infantry, the best way to make them stay in the towers is to spawn them and eat and disable their pathing. You generally don't want them to be dynamic. Because if you have an outpost, a little tower here, you want them to stay in the tower. If for anything, so...
Entries to other forces, we have a barn ahead. We're gonna check it out real quick, should be fine.
Yeah, so they're gonna clear the barns out. Half tempted to say Mac and Emmy already came through this position a few hours ago, but I'll let them do their clearing. But anyway, I like keeping my guys in the watchtowers because it gives the players something to shoot at, you know? Plus, the guy in a watchtower has a pretty good vantage point. And I think Caleb's drunk, and that's why he's running ahead, because that's what other people told me. So, everyone has their own style of making missions and Zeusing, and I think that's what makes this game, as a whole, really cool. Because the more Zeuses you have in a community, for example, the various different styles you can get. Not just Zeuses, like mission makers themselves. Because I try to be a bit of a harsher Zeus, but harsher in the sense that it's still winnable unless I claim it's an impossible op. But even then, I still try to make it beatable. I just make it impossible in other ways. Making something impossible doesn't mean you just throw a bunch of infantry at them. It means you just, you know, realistically fortify your positions.
Yeah, that barn's clear.
I'm not gonna lie, the 40k ops I do for the 700th, they're not that difficult as long as they just utilize all their assets effectively, and they've been doing just that with them. Because when you have an 80-plus person operation for 40k, it means like they literally have 2 platoons of infantry that are 3 squads each. And these are like up to 10-person, 12-person squads at times. They have a recon group, they have air assets, they have an entire tank platoon with them, they've got a logistics group, and they have a command element wrangling everything. They can get a lot done, and then 40k has all these overpowered assets. They just literally can carpet bomb everything and steamroll over it. Now, of course, that's not going to make it fair, or not fair, fun for the infantry, but... you know, they have the ability to, if something really goes wrong, they have the logistical undertones to tell air to start booping everything. But yeah, no, the 700, they are a bunch of masochists. They do ask for some really hard stuff that I wouldn't do anywhere else. But at the same time, I worry because some of those videos get really popular and then people see that and they go, oh, I Zeus like that for everyone. And that's not the case. But, you know, that's just my reputation. At this point, I've given up on trying to maintain one because people are misinformed. Let's go with that. I don't want to insult their intelligence, but misinformed is a good way to put it. Fallen, did you send me a commissar? Because we did unbox a commissar last weekend. I've got a few other packages that came in May that we're unboxing in less than 2 weeks. Next time, Bloodwing Tier. But I tried to divvy up the boxes because we also had a video where I ate some canned bread with Bloodwing. And it was actually pretty good. It just tasted like Raisin Bran. But, you know, that mixed in like desserts and stuff is not a bad flavor to have. But I'm trying to branch it out because I know Barbarian, you know, he's also working on Liru shenanigans stuff, and I don't want to overstress him. Because if there's anything I've learned as a Zeus for 4 years and counting... Actually, no, it hasn't been 4 years officially yet. I still need another year, not another year, another month, and then it'll officially be 4 years. But if there's anything I've learned... Zeusing means you have to, like, proactively predict what your player bases are thinking, and you can also apply that to real life, especially being a guy that manages other people's workloads, so you don't overstress people. Even if they say they got it, no. You gotta proactively, based on people's psyches, know what they can and can't handle. But that's enough of me ranting on that stuff. Well, Geth, they do call me the Prince of Pleasure in that community. That was not my choice. That was what they assigned to me, so... the moral of the story is if you're brand new in a community and you're in there as a co-Zeus and you're told just to mess around and be yourself, don't actually be yourself and go up to people and make deals and troll them with a voice changer to make you sound like a chick. That's the, that was the first mistake. Well, in a few weeks, we're going to have a video of Bloodwing and I trying some canned bread. You know what? Again, tastes pretty good. Hey, so reference Respawn moved here. This is where Respawn was last week. I'm moving it up so I can be nice, and I'm here if you need me, so, yeah.
Thank you, Liru.
But yeah, when I play on the ground for the 700th, I play as one of their commissars. And I just kind of... It allows me to still play the op without being in any sort of command element, or in charge of people, because another thing that I found in communities is people either like or very much dislike the YouTuber personas. And I see arguments for both sides, and I agree with them, but that lets me kind of, you know, stay away from everybody if I need to, or I can float with a group that doesn't mind my presence. But, you know, no matter where I go, I know there's people that are going to like and dislike me for various reasons. And that's just life. What did bug me, though, was some of those reasons were completely baseless of why people didn't like me, and I've tried for years to fix that, quote-unquote, but I've, again, can't please everyone. People will believe whatever they hear from other people, regardless of how untrue it is, and you just kind of got to live with it. And I'm not going to lie, I've only been recently starting to accept that. That's life. Best I can do is just make really cool ops for, you know, the people that show up. And look at all these people that just want to have fun. I respect that. Well, that's the thing, Aaron. It's, oh no, it's, you know, it's Aaron one. I suck at pronunciation. Literally every different Zeus slot I do in TSB, of all places, you know, same community for all those ops, but I still Zeus completely differently. So this one, I'm literally just going to be very minimalistic in the Zeus interface in terms of remote controlling stuff. That made no sense what I just said. I'm not going to spend a lot of time remote controlling stuff itself, except to, like, fix stuff. That's how I normally do things in TSB. But on Friday Ops, I am not afraid to wipe an entire squad. I just try to make sure I don't kill the medic because, you know, 10 seconds they can fix themselves. Meanwhile, we have this squad up here, but they're moving away. I also fixed the brown coats. Small tangent here. They're U.S. brown coats, and if you really zoom in, you can see the eagles here, but this is the only winter brown coat I had in the mod set, so not much I can do with that. But as I was saying, T0 stuff, I'm not afraid to kill people in that, because when you kill, you can't actually kill them. The medical script will make them, you know, tanks, and they'll be able to take all damage until a medic picks them up, or 10 minutes go by and they bleed out. And then Tier 3 ops. I really don't like to kill guys unless it's for the plot. Like, for example, last Tier 3 op, I nuked the BTR-80 Alpha outright. And I told them that in the beginning of the op. I told them, do not get attached to that BTR-80 Alpha because it's going to blow up. And just in case it blows up, quote-unquote, you'll be extracted via an MI-8. Because the Spetsnaz, that they were the guests in that because of, you know, they were the vets in a T3 slot, so, you know, I focus this for the 3s themselves. It's good to see Nano back. He's been out for a while. Good old, hi, this is Nano. Yeah, they're pulling security, trying to cover for each other. But it's a World War II op with rifles, so it's all a bit of a cluster here, and we have Bravo back here. Bravo's only 6 dudes, so expecting them to hold a flank on their own, and if they were to go in battle line style, they're going to go into the fortifications and have a tougher time. Now, of course, they don't know that, but it's crazy to think, you know? Now I'm gonna respawn this
We should be
squad on
good to go
my
ahead and,
browse. There we go. So that's in
so we'll just be
my
another minute or
clipboard, so I have them ready to copy paste if needed. But we'll see how things go. But last time I'll touch on this topic. A Zeus is good if he can just, you know, give his player bases a decent op. That's really it. And I try to be better than that in the sense of I'll Zeus a million different ways just to see what my players like and dislike and then tweak them accordingly. And then the, you know, the three general Zeus styles I'd say I have in TSB are based off of all of that. Because I will say this, if you don't kill players in the T0 ops, for example, to add that level of resistance, they will steamroll everything. Unless you severely limit their gear like we did in the AAF op. And I've seen it for years, time and time again. And I also saw it while I was ground command for Luton, way back in the day when this all started. At least for my career's concerned. So everything I do, it's just based off of literally years of experience. Still, it does hurt me a bit when I get people complaining about these are viewers, by the way, when they complain that I shouldn't be doing something a certain way. And that's like, well, how do you know? Like, have you played with these guys before? All right. Anyway, op's about to begin. I'll stop my general bitching here. One of them put a marker for finish horde. That's pretty funny. And
still have contact. We haven't fired yet.
Patrol has not aggroed yet. These guys, I'm willing to bet they're going to go around to hit this position, so I'm going to just flank these guys. Not flank, set those guys.
Oh, wait, one.
Oh, I've been backseated all the time. You just ignore it. Bravo I'm really worried about here, though, because the general squad is 10 dudes and there's 6. And I have seen already in the first mission a squad get encircled and literally wiped. And although... No, there is no although there. You don't want your players to get wiped. There really isn't a situation, unless you're doing that style of op, which is the last stand op, and they know going in that they're all going to die. You generally don't want to wipe the players, but at the same time, you can't be afraid to, you know, have your AI act like a possible, you know, an actual opposing force, because otherwise your players will steamroll them, and then they'll get cocky, and then they'll start really taking a piss out of you. For example, one of my pet peeves that you'll hear a lot of other Zeuses say is when a player sees AI, the AI shoot at him, and the player stays in the open and tries to kill them.
Solid copy. On the way.
Alright, let's kick this off.
Understood.
These gunshots are loud.
Understood.
So Zoop doing that boy's anti-tank. He manages to get someone in that second shot. Completely kills the crew, but he's still, he pretty much traded with that, actually.
Contact with an armored car. We're trying to organize AT. I think
this group's going to get radioed.
We're trying to get them going. Ground copies.
So once again, the 3s are kind of running off and doing their thing. That's going to aggro my groups here, but I've committed enough to that section. I do have a patrolling squad around this position, because these guys are literally just bypassing my line, which is great. Means they're actually going to try to play this effectively. This squad here is going to run into that group. That's Alpha. And these guys are going to be able to encircle that group. Meanwhile, I'm worried about these guys because they're fighting in trench dudes here.
This is Alpha. We're in contact from the south, southeast.
Ground copies.
And I'm trying to stand my guys up in these trenches. So yeah, Zope ran up on his own. He got hit. Some of these guys are sticking put.
Ground copies Alpha. I think we see him also.
So this squad, if it was further back, I'd have it go assist here, but these guys are right there, so...
RSL is down currently.
They're going to follow the gunshots, so they'll get on that position.
Keep back up.
So yeah, classic encirclement tactic, and they're pretty much cleaning that up. That's good to see. That's very good to see. I'm going to push this T-26 up. And now I do have 2 reserve squads up here. I did mention them earlier that would be patrolling this area. I'm going to move one a bit further away. And I'm going to start having them come in as if they were, you know, coming back from patrol.
Alpha, this is Alpha to ground. Be advised, we have an armored contact coming in from our east.
And copy, this is a tank or an armored car of some sort.
It's tracked.
So back in black, he's getting CPR.
Copy, ground dispatching.
I mean, I told the 3s last week when they ran off on their own that they shouldn't, but once again, they ran off on their own, and now they're going to get encircled. So, they didn't learn anything, which is unfortunate.
We're pulling back. We have half our squad down.
Now they're trying to pull back here. They're popping smokes. Try to send these guys to cut them off. That squad leader's down, but I'm going to have them try to follow suit. So back in black's down, Zope is down.
You're pulling back. If you push southeast, you should run into us.
And we'll see if they're able to successfully break contact. CN, I hope I pronounced that right. It's going good. 3s once again ran off and got themselves a bit screwed because it's still bolt-action rifles in the Winter War, so there's only so much they can do.
Ground to Bravo.
Woo! 3 of them just got decked, sharing that rock.
Probably not there. More or less directing north-northeast at the moment.
They need to keep popping smoke and running. They stood back too much, and now they're getting picked off. There goes Barbarian. There goes Nim. Automatic doing his best to stay low. He just got shot. So yeah, they got encircled pretty much. They tried to pull back, and Frost woke back up. You're going to see some of them wake back up. They got to literally bolt it at this point.
There's 3s. We're fucking shattered. We're shitter shattered, right?
We're shitter shattered. I mean, they did pull all of my force from the side to them, so it was a sacrifice play.
Copy.
Now you're seeing this Maxon gun firing into here. And this T-26 is looking around. And now you're seeing some rounds come in on Max. Max is down. Kind of exposed right there. But they're going to need to basically bring those boys' anti-tank rifles up. I think they're up with the Alpha Squad right here. They're going to need to basically hit that T-26. So Calum, he's under a tree on his own here. Getting shot at by this T-26, it brings him down. Where are those anti-tank rifles? They are needed. All right, here's Blobby. He's got to get a lineup right here. He can't see it because of the bush, but they're looking for it. Oh, Mac Marine, he points it out, tells them it's behind that tree. And they took out the driver and the, no, they took out the commander.
On the way.
And I heard a voice. Box is back. Ooh, that might have gotten the, yeah, it's going to make him get out, because that got the gunner of the tank. So very well done right there. They got the machine gunner, and now we're starting to get these guys to come in. Meanwhile, these two groups are coming down. Automatic is the only one alive, I think. Nope, Nim's also up. Anti-tank rifles are really, really cool, yeah. And now we've got command squad cutting in right here.
Solid copy.
And they're basically attacking my inner line. I got a few other squads out. I've got 3 more in reserve, but I'm not going to spawn them in just yet. Calum, he is down. in the snow. And those guys are pretty much taking on that front. So what's going on right here? We got a few guys down. That's because they're right up against a defensive line right here. So Silver tries to get up, take some shots at some dudes. And VCOM's having these guys actively get up and get down.
Yikes.
Ground out, be advised, you have one government car coming off the main road from the south.
All right, let's have a look at everybody here. We got some guys hiding in a tree, probably from that armored car. You got the medics back here. We have a few guys down in the back end right there. This squad is pretty much shattered. And then we got this other force back here.
I just love how we can fish.
Yeah, they're killing us, motherfuckers. Alright, let's wait for the others and then we'll get going.
I think everybody's pretty much dead.
I don't know. From the angles I saw, it seemed pretty fair. I mean,
fucking trench line at the last second, and then as soon as I was like trying to point it out, I get domed in the head.
seems kind of fair to me.
Yeah.
Or we break out the fucking bar.
So Rex tries to get in the tank, and he gets taken out by this anti-tank gun. Just shreds him immediately.
Can I be real with you?
Yeah.
This is a little bit of. I spent 5 minutes on this. 5 minutes.
We got keyhole from the trench system to the northwest, and I kept calling out, but apparently no one could hear me. And we got sandwiched from the east, and I called back, and no one could hear me.
I heard you, but I.
Oh yeah, we should have used the whistle, didn't we?
Like, there was a compound here that was marked up on the fucking far western side, and that's where they ingressed from.
Yeah, well, still, it was.
So here's the mistake that these guys have made.
Like,
they are way too spread out along this line. And it's basically made an even trade here.
Right now, the Arsenal, I'm gonna move east.
It's Dark Souls.
We'll let
It's
you know when
Dark
we do
Souls,
so.
bro. Every death is learning experience.
Yeah, learn not to trust foliage or any kind of concealment.
It doesn't work, yes.
Well, I know concealment is not cover. I'm saying concealment didn't hide us.
Right, so right flank's good. These guys, we got an armored car kind of watching their direction here. We've got multiple down back here, and they're too spread out to support each other. There's no personal radios for them to step up on, and this car's going off on its own.
So I think I was fine, but someone
Undead, no, underscore took Slushy's radio.
They slapped bandages on me, but
and they're pulling back.
So.
I laid down and was watching the horizon, and then I just got burnt, and I guess people forgot about me.
Of course, no one fucking put my radio.
And Nim died?
Bravo 3 IC, I guess. Squad leader's down, our TO's down, we're down to 2 men.
Everyone's doing fucking today.
Yeah, so you guys spread way too far out to support each other, and yeah.
I thought we were supposed to split off. I had no idea. So I figured the decision was...
I mean, you had the right idea. Like, you circumvented the defense line. It's just when you finally broke off into your vectors, you're like more than 100 meters apart in some places.
So, Barbarian, remember when I said we were way off our vector?
Like they're trying to assess what
I mean,
before they push back in.
What, 100 meters north of it?
At a radio
we were here.
Were we there?
Are you sure?
I think Nim re-slotted there.
I'm here.
You went there.
Probably follow Caleb.
You see my circle map? That's where we were.
We ready to go back in?
Well,
And follow Caleb?
No, we're still waiting on Nim's open auto.
Because I remember.
His open auto actually went down?
Nim, yeah, everyone that we got wiped, but Nim
I mean, this is how the last stop kind of happened. Like, they got wiped the first time, they then reconsolidated, and then they'll be able to get things.
Alright. Liru, when Zope gets here, just tell him to go east and meet up with us.
How do you know Zope's dead?
I'm guessing he's dead, because we all died.
Okay.
That's my assumption.
He'll either realize he's alone and head east from the main force,
Oh no,
or
he's gonna be that one guy who overdosed on methamphetamine and survived on his own against the Soviets for like what 2 weeks.
Dalin's trying to run.
Orbiting, buddy.
Bravo.
He just got mode.
This is 3s. We're re-entering now, just heading east along the road. We got pretty much all wiped.
Copy 3s. Move along the road to the blue marked RP point.
Say again, what point?
Confirm blue marked rally point currently along the road, just heading east along it.
So the issue is Command has all the medics here.
Good copy. How the fuck did you clear all that fucking ground?
So there's no medics for the other group, so of course they're dying because they don't have anyone to stabilize anybody. So, pretty much...
This is Alpha RTO back on net. We're pushing in behind
80% of the players are dead on their first life. 3 shouldn't have run off on that vector on their own, but whatever.
Roger. Copy that.
So I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to form a unified line here, and that would normally work, but again, their AT and their medics are in one group, and that one group is hogging at least the medics. I don't know what happened to the AT. I think all the AT guys died, actually, because we saw them both on the left side. So, this would work if they actually spread out their units, but they didn't. Instead, they still had them consolidated in one group, and thus nothing could be,
going according to plan.
getting shared.
I'm assuming everyone else got fucked.
Yep.
Again, it doesn't help that the 3s took with, who have 50% of the AT, went into a random tangent instead. So that got completely repelled, and there was only just some defensive lines and a squad. I mean, compared to the 3s, these guys, for player to AI ratio, they didn't have that much to fight. They were just fighting defensive positions. But because they separated so much and bit off so much of the AO, it ultimately screwed them. Yeah, the phrase, you put all your eggs in one basket, that one definitely does come to mind. So who do we have here? We have 3 dead people. Jesus. I'm not gonna lie, like 90% of the players are off their first life.
Well.
So you're GC, right? Open your map. We're going to do a quick lesson. Let's look to the left of spawn real quick. So this is a line, all right? And let's say Alpha is on the bottom, Bravo's in the middle, Charlie is on the top. All right? That's normal TSB tactic, right? Now, the issue with that is, what if Charlie up here runs into a tank, but they have no AT to deal with that tank? So you have a command team back here that then runs the AT up here. But then what if Alpha then runs into an armored car? Alpha's screwed. So what should have happened is ground command here should have either completely tightened the line instead of that large area. They should have only had a line of dudes about this big, with Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and then the command team further back. That way people can support each other if need be. Or if you wanted to keep that line, you should have had your medics and your AT assigned in a fashion like this. So we have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and then medic, 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 AT, AT. There's an arsenal for the T3s. If you're not a T3, don't touch it. Does that make sense, Devincer?
Makes sense.
Because you basically...
Equipment to pull off this broad of a line.
Yes, you overstretched your guys and people got fucked. And it also didn't help that the T3s decided to run off on their own. And granted, they pulled all the patrolling units out, so you only fought defensive position, no roaming AI, but they, you know, they could be helpful, but I think they're running with you now anyway. So anyway, most of the force respawn, they're going in. You still have some stragglers in there as well, and I've got people that originally engaged the T3s are now sweeping around trying to find any stragglers. So good luck.
Okay.
That's just my lesson.
Jesus. They just keep spawning behind me.
If they get wiped, I will have McNemy come in to assist for next week.
Well, people are.
Because they did do part of this op as well.
This is Therese. We just took contact.
I think I'm gonna adjust a few things here too. We're gonna lower those to half their value, and I'm gonna put accuracy down to there because clearly they're just not having a good day.
Liru,
Yeah.
can I leave a message in the snow?
Yeah, sure.
From please move along the road if you respawn.
Okay. I'll let them know. Now, if I want to really kill these guys, I just move the armored car, because, you know, we have confirmed contact there, but we'll make it work. So now they're just fighting stragglers from the squads I told to come over here.
On the way.
Have that armored car come in.
Ground Alpha, any contact reports? We are just east of the threes. We are engaging the same contact.
They just went down the wrong road.
Good copy. Ground believes we're currently to your more or less direct east/southeast at the moment, trying to make it to you. Solid copy.
I'm going to pull this group up in reserve to go deal with that pocket.
Actually, this is the real direction right here.
We're checking out our forces.
I did say in the beginning this would be the most difficult op of the 4 op series. And I wasn't kidding.
This is Threes. We've disengaged from contact, trying to get back to the road and push, continue pushing east, south copy ground.
Here, he's on his own. I'm going to pull him back. Let's see if he follows that. If not, he'll just be waiting and wait.
Threes to ground. Do you copy?
Good copy.
Understood. Solid copy.
So they dealt with the majority of that group. And I'm not sure if Zope is down here. Yeah, no, he's down. So they dealt with that pretty well, but now we have this other squad coming in. So I'm actually going to points up northeast and just say to reinserts, ground command standing order was to move up the road. So these guys are in the open. They're using the defilade to their advantage here. Zope's being worked on by Pumpkin.
Good copy. Alpha ground's currently in contact.
This is Threes. We hear a fucking armored car. No friendly forces have armored cars, right?
Affirm. No friendly armor.
Geez, someone sniped this guy all the way over here. Grenade just got thrown on top of Rave. He's okay, though. And this is still that far group on the right. Friendly forces are going to need to push up and assist. Pumpkin doing his best to survive here. We still got a chunk of the medics here. Some are trying to hide in concealment. I'm going to give a standing order here. See what I did there? Let's see if this gun decides to fire at them. If not, I'll remote it and put a few shots over their head. They're trying to snipe him out with a boy's anti-tank. That's pretty funny. Now we finally have this Vic coming around again.
Understood. Understood.
And they took it out with the boy's anti-tank. Nice.
Ground copy. Ground's up to 3s at the moment. Alpha is west of your current position. We're going to try and flank around to the south of the camp. Confirm B5, move south, you run right into a wide open field with trenches overlooking it. Solid copy.
I'm going to do some divine intervention. And damn it.
Alpha interrogative, do you have any remains of Bravo with you at the moment? Unknown at this time. Good copy, because ground currently has Bravo's ITO with them.
Because there's no way in hell they're going to be found. So let's start doing body cleanup duty here. Let's delete everything on the side of the road here. Check on the map. And again, I'll be telling reinserts, just go up the road. Jason Gray pushed up on his own. Very risky. And they're working on him. All right. Players are like ants. You put something down to stimulate them, they'll get working on it right away. As long as they are able to perceive it. Now, armored car circling around. It's already killed quite a few dudes. It's coming for more. We'll see how things go. But usually, especially with the last stop, first time they go in, they get screwed, and then you give them a little bit of a push, and then they'll adjust their tactics and work properly. That's why the 2-life rule is really nice compared to a 1-life, because 1-life they might not know what they're doing, and it's okay to say that or admit that because it happens. But 2-life, at least gives them a chance to adjust. Armor car is going to pull right here. I'm not sure if he'll notice if
Alpha check-in.
Might see how that body's there.
Alpha,
this guy has a Molotov.
One guy's down.
Misses the Molotov. Throws another one and gets that dismount on it. Because they quickly get out. So that's a good throw by Jason there. Getting the Molotov throw on that group. Meanwhile, these guys are now circling around. They're basically behind the defensive line here. And that vehicle... I mean, look at this. This is a thumbnail in itself. It's on fire, you got a body, and then this guy limping away. Send him to the burn ward. So, still got 3 squads in reserve here, and then I'm going to start ungarrisoning stuff and moving them around. But now the players, they have their, large force, so they'll start making those adjustments accordingly. Interesting how blood came out of that. Now you got a floating body right here. I'm pretty sure this Vic is just glitching out on destroyed wheels. Meanwhile, a Russian is practicing his levitation skills next to the vehicle. Ah, them good old Ruskies.
Welcome.
So, are you set to defend only? No, you're not. You just fired. Okay. I always like to check. These guys getting flanked by a dude. No, he's shooting at guys in the open. I'm checking their angles to make sure they're not shooting through trees, and so far it's been fair. Every time it's been fair. But now we've gone a good portion. They've done the re-attack, and they're not taking any re-inserts, which is good. That's very, very good. Now Calum, he is leading the charge of a few guys here to clear these trenches. Crawling up, saw that guy's face. I was remoting him because he got the knife out. I'll do a little bit of a troll thing right here.
At the area with the green tents.
Saying an area with green tents?
Trying to charge him with knives. But yep, we have a little encampment here.
At the green tents.
Solid copy, South Camp.
Now they're doing a lot better. Because look how much their lines tightened up. Alright, you got a big squat group here, big group here, big group here, and then some squirters on the right side. Alright, this is much shorter of a distance than this. It doesn't have that curve, you know? It's literally just direct. Distance, actually, no, it's a little more the same, I would actually say. But, you know, now that they have the 3s reinforcing them, so they've doubled their AT, and they've also doubled their medic capability. And the distance, to me, at least looking at it, it seems like it's less distance than, you know, I saw one group up here get murked, one group back here. No, it was one group over here, one group over here, and then one group over there. You know, it seems like they are actually able to support each other now. Lines, clumps, it forms a line through the clumps. Just remember, it could always be worse. Now I'm just having a bit of fun. I'm just pulling guys out. I'm going to charge them with knives. They're having their MGs lead. And the sheep that have passed them all blow past.
I just got armored.
What do you mean?
So I was hopping out of the vehicle, what's it called, the transport truck, you know, thingy, and when I hopped out, the second I stopped, I said hi to a guy, and I died immediately. Like, it wasn't even me, like, hey, you're down, no, I immediately died.
Alright, you might have gotten burned to death, Jason. Give me a second, I'll just teleport you back where I saw you last, okay?
Thank you. I was right beside you.
Yeah, that won't count as a life, just play on.
Some of our guys are currently pushing southeast.
So if these guys miss Molotovs, for example, they will burn each other, and it'll be an insta-kill. Because that's how it works with some of these scripts.
This is Alpha RTO. We're going to need a medic at the green tents.
Oh, I agree, Kiss. I definitely agree. Again, one of the advantages of a 2-life rule, especially when they just got wiped, they can, you know, figure out what caused the issue and then adapt. But the real benefit now is that the 3s are actually helping instead of trying to run off on their own and be heroes. Because they can't do that in this setting because, well, they're not fancy boyos with the best mil-dot sights and the rifles that they want. They're just grunts with slightly, with just a bigger choice of guns for this. Now we're seeing some of them dropping their guns for SVTs, so they don't have to do the bolt. That's A-okay. Because there was a lot of rifle capturing in this. And then that's one of the T3s. He brought his bar. I love how Yanni, the only Finn in this community, decides to not be a Finnish guy in the Great War. So Frosty just got oofed. And I'm going to grab this guy. I'm just going to put a few shots over their heads. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Ooh, I got shot through the trench. Nice. Guess my head was still poking out, and the bullet ricocheted. I mean, look at this. This is cool. One took a DP. Yeah, exactly, Kiss. And I know we, again, the threes, they had a choice of weaponry from the volunteers actually came to help the finish in the Winter War. So, you know, trying to be historically accurate here. Yeah, I know, you can't force players to adopt real-life spacing, because this is a game, after all. You can't really make the players value their virtual life. There are ways that you can, like, steer them to it, but nothing beats IRL. Until we get the shot callers and the VR upgrades, you know? But now that they've hit this defensive line from left to light, they might move on to this one. I've still got 3 squads to send. I'm thinking while they're hitting this position, I'll send the last 2, and then, you know, I've got some patrols.
Solid copy.
And if I want, I can always add more. But for now, for what they've got, that should be A-okay. You see that? Caleb freaking pulls his knife out and knifed him to death. I love it. I love it. So he throws a Molotov in there. Not a bad call. Yeah, that's another thing that I like about some of these. You can just, you know, run in with your knife. I hope they don't actually go step on the fire, because that might kill them, but... Hey, if your primary runs out of ammo, especially if it's like a bolt action, nothing's better than pulling out your knife. He ran out of DPM. They're totally looting the machine gunners. Every squad of 10 that these guys have, they have them, so they're just grabbing them to basically loot.
On the way.
Now I'm thinking I will send 2 of my reserve squads to this area.
Ground. Do you want us to just wait and regroup, or do you want us to keep pushing on? Have you cleared those trenches? From trenches east have been cleared.
I have more armor pieces, but I'm keeping them in the defensive right now. And then both of these massive hard points, I am also supposed to have a roaming squad. But again, I don't have it spawned in yet because I'm trying to minimize... Or, I guess maximize would be the better term of, you know, server performance. I do have access to artillery. I'm probably going to start using it. The artillery position from last week, they never hit. Radio Boy is still alive, so I can call it in. We're going to completely overestimate. And there's no way for them to be close enough for them to hear that firing, so I can get away with using the module. So there's the shot landing. You just heard the audio. It's gonna take another like 40-50 seconds to get another one. But there's plenty of radio dudes, like the next closest one's right here. He could definitely range for it. They're gonna literally say they have no idea where that shot landed. Alright, cool. Well, so Kiss, we have to scale things down. So, you know, it was either the 7th or 9th Finnish Division. They divided into 4 squadrons, each squadron based off of the name of their commanding officer. So if I have about 35 people in this squadron for Squadron Mandelin, I have to then approximate 1/4 of a division to a 4th of a division. So basically, 4 times these guys' force would be enough. However, I'm going to still scale it up because, you know, I want it to feel like a division for these guys. So I'm not going to bring thousands of troops, but hundreds of troops would be a viable solution for that. Dude, Kiss, I think out loud all the time, man, but thinking out loud is what makes things better when you collaborate between things, so by all means, feel free to think aloud here.
Solid copy.
More than happy to have it. So one of the Easter eggs Az had was sheep, but he didn't, sheep don't like to stay in one place, they'll just wander off throughout the map.
There's 3s, we're moving east-northeast.
Yes, and they didn't take this armored car because they utterly trashed it with Molotovs and Boys anti-tank. But let's see, Radio Man, you're alive. I think you're scared. Let's start calling artillery for this section.
We've got another trench line up to the north.
Yeah, Kiss, I would honestly say that AI ratios to player always depends on just what the AI are capable of. And what the players are capable of. Poor Calum, he's got gonna get shot in the back of the head here. Guess he took a shot to the chest instead. Put another adjusted mortar round for this guy behind him. Well, by then they're probably gonna kill this guy.
This is Alpha, we've occupied this line with a roof. Got the Alpha.
So some of these guys went down because there's some Soviets literally right there. But ratios for AI to players, they always fluctuate depending on the thing. For example, Vietnam, I love to spam Viet Cong against US player factions. Because nothing's more satisfying to me to, like, you know, just mowing down platoons of gooks from, you know, your Stoner LMG, your M60, your Huey helicopter, your Sheridan tank, or your air support, you know? But if you're doing like a low, high-stakes spec op, then I try to have less AI, because least is more in that case. Especially if you're trying to keep things sneaky. Where's the squad leader here? He's having them all stand up. I'm gonna have them all. Now here's a really nasty thing I can do. Not sure if Ravenall died twice. No, I think he just left. He was T0 that wanted to come in, I told him sure. Hope he was having fun. I mean, yeah, players definitely, like, they formed basically one just massive group now, and they're using blob tactics, which in any other sense I would complain about, but this is World War II. Blob tactics were how you did things, you know? And there's no short-range radios, so I would say the difference between using blob tactics when it's a good idea and a bad idea is literally when you have the radio capacity to do stuff like that. Otherwise, blob tactics are better because strength in numbers. Otherwise, if you have squads that can individually work and step up to communicate with each other so everyone can be on the same level, then you can start giving a bit more distance between groups. Plus, I would rather have this than them doing like a two-way force split that usually, if not completely, will screw them over. Plus, now that they've actually killed a few squads, you see guys stepping up and taking, you know, DP-22, I believe is what that's called. It's a DP something something. And now that everything's kind of focalized, the medics can, you know, stay on the back line and work on everybody. Kiss, every time there has been a force split in this community, it has ended in near disaster. Karn using his secondary to kill people. I love it. I love it.
We've got most of our guys were still in the trench line south of the encampment.
It's amazing what a change of tactics can do, and I'll admit, I'm actually, no, I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna set skill level back to what I have it to, you know, get rid of that grace period. But I'm confident in saying when I reset the skill back to what it's supposed to be, it's not going to falter anything. Also because I'm pretty sure the amount of AI I have down is kind of bottlenecking that skill coefficient anyway. Now that they're all grouped together, it's working out better. Just firing over their heads. Again, I said I wouldn't be doing that much Arsene. I might have actually just hit Barb and Yanni in the face with that. But they'll wake back up. Oh, I hear him, yep. Nothing. This is what I love about World War II stuff. I can literally charge people with knives and try to stab them. And it looks like they got an armored car.
Third order, stay in this trench line. Hold the enemy forces coming from the south. Have copy. Soft copy.
Understood.
I'm gonna bring this tank around. Alright, so I got one more squad in reserve, and then I can bring a platoon or two. But for now, I'm liking the rhythm here. I'm gonna have them keep doing that rhythm.
More or less hold your position, especially if you manage to clear the small camp that's northeast of the trenches out was occupied.
Here, so I got this guy as a radio, and he's been alive for a while, so I will go back to using my arty here. He's dead. Yeah. I like to keep him alive, even if the shot was away, then... Yeah. Radio men I usually use as spotters. I will admit, in the beginning, I used to arty, and this was like 4 years ago. I would arty without spotters, but, you know, someone eventually brought up a good point of, you know, why do that? You know, realistically, they would have spotting units, and I agreed. Spotters are a good thing to have. Then you actually have to have the means of communication for arty to be used. But anyway, these guys can hear those tracks coming. It's a T-26.
He was on tracks north.
Yeah, so as Arai, I outsourced the building of this mission to him for this one, but this is a single asset. That's a single asset, but there's also ways that you can link trenches together. However, I think only one of them is a winter model itself. Oh, they got the commander again. Jason might be trying to run up to put a Molotov on it. Driver just got hit. There's the Molotov. There's the DP. Yeah, so tank's on fire. Boys AT is still firing. They got a friendly up here. And now the tank's literally on fire. And now he's shooting up in the air. Dude, you need to run. It's gonna cook off. Run! Run, Forrest! Run! He got away enough to not die. Now he's looting during a frickin' cook-off fest. I'm debating. I might send a platoon on him just to give him a bit. It's 614.
Threes, I left the fuck out. We're gonna move south. Is that cool? You got? Copy 3 south, moving south to where?
Technically, I could argue that the Border Guard Regiment sent a QRF platoon in. Because that's a frickin' regiment of forces, so... Technically, I'd have the manpower. And they would have gotten here by now. And these guys went in before Kari took them out, so... I could argue that. And then I still have that one squad in reserve.
On the way. Understood. Understood.
So I'm going to make a platoon battle line here.
Roger. Copy.
And we'll get some good foresty warfare here.
Copy. Copy.
Plus, I can predict their pattern based off of the fact they came from the west and they're sweeping east. So tactically, it works. And Azariah sees. I don't think he died. I think he just ran out of time. Rex, did you die?
I don't know what happened. I was alive, and then the next thing I know, I was not. I didn't even get a down screen or anything.
Alright. I'm willing to bet it's a Molotov thing, but I'll teleport you in, okay?
Alright, thank you.
It won't count.
There's a scout
Whenever you
car.
give Molotov, stuff like this tends to happen. From what I've noticed, it's people cooking off the Molotovs in their hands. And then it breaks, and then it insta-kills them, but it's also sometimes someone will throw a Molotov at somebody's feet and insta-kill them as well. You're tired, Az? That's alright. So, I mean, after they got their ass spanked, they're doing well now. And they're doing what I expect them to do, steamroll. But I had to kind of tell DeVincer, hey, your tactics you're doing are bad, please fix, and he fixed them, and now they're doing well.
Copy, freeze and all squads, be aware, we're currently accruing one-time Russian scout car at the moment.
Yeah, a bunch of facts in there, so I can take those, convert them to bandages and stuff.
We're gonna head northeast this time. I think the circle's around where we are, I think. So we're gonna move northeast to UFP.
That's fine.
This is Alpha, currently pushing in northeast.
Yeah, they're basically clearing all the way to the right, and then they're gonna loop back around, so it's fine. They'll get it eventually, but I've got a platoon of guys heading up. Yeah, Kiss, it happens.
These grander than the squads currently shifting to be more or less directed north-northeast away from the base objective.
The good thing, though, is they're actually putting big dents in the AI I have down the servers, so now I'm able to delete stuff.
We are passing the T-26.
Copy 3 to lead you to our direct southeast at the moment.
So they might completely bypass the platoon here if they're quick enough.
Copy,
And that's going to leave the platoon stumped. Technically, I could say I follow their tracks in the snow.
On the way. On the way. On the way. Copy that.
Copy. Yep.
On the way.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing shots, so let's loop these guys over.
Solid copy. Understood. Copy. 300 meters, 12 o'clock. 300 meters, 12 o'clock.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm also getting a little tired because we've been streaming for 5.5 hours. Hot damn. I'm getting out of their radio range, so I just want to teleport myself up here. This is technically World War II, on the earlier side of it for Winter War. 1938 or 39.
Hey, I'm working on it.
Sheep are
Ground Alpha,
everywhere, as
just that armored car south. We're gonna need it. It's firepower. Hey, firm, solid copy.
Southern sheep. Now, question is, do I take this KV out of its fortification here? What's worrisome, though, is these guys are using their ammo to, snipe guys. I just hope they don't run out by the time they start dealing with the KVs at the fobs.
On the way.
Do you have a shot? Let's see if I can look this thing up the road. See anything. Ooh, I do. Alright, let's put a ranging shot.
This is 3s. My men are reporting there's an AT position down the road east. Pull the BA-10 back. Pull the BA-10 back now.
There we go.
Good copy. Alpha, pull back that scout car immediately. AT guns are firing on it.
I might have just dropped a dude.
They're shelling us here in this defilade. We need to pull back west past the trees.
Trying not to hit him with this, trying to shoot over.
Northwest, try and stay in defilade, but we need to...
If I wanted to kill him, I'd be using the HE rounds. Oh, what kiss? They were, at your place, they replaced Achilles with Zen, I bet. So now I got a few guys charging.
We have Russians in the defilade. Russians pushing.
Oh, that was barbarian! Oops.
Ground to Alpha and Bravo, pull back west.
Alpha, go please.
Like, I've been shooting this spot for a while, man. Gonna keep shelling it.
God, this is Alpha, start to pull back west.
I think he just woke back up. No, he's still down right there. That knocked that tree out. Someone's near Barb to get him right. Alright, now I do have artillery, so I'm gonna just start ranging it. Yeah, I do have a radio guy, so it can be called. Now they're pulling away on the left. Now I need to get my mobile group in that fob spawned in.
You know what? I'll charge them for you.
Understood.
Really?
On the way. Roger.
I don't have that much of a death wish.
Get behind this tree in front of us and work on it. I know.
Alright, hold the line. Bravo.
Down behind the rock.
Yep, so I just saw some movement over there.
There's an opening in front of us. There's a Russian there.
So far there haven't been any KIA though, which is good.
Is that?
They're probably overpressured a few of my own dudes.
They're moving more north from their position to our east.
I just took that dude's head off, okay.
Alpha RTO back on net.
Let's
Bump
get
some
back.
time. Let's keep falling back before we get surrounded.
There's a guy just in the tree to my left. Am I am getting shot in the back here. Finally goes down.
Ground Alpha. This is Alpha Sen.
Zope trying to stab him to death.
Tell your scout car to break off and shift more north.
Oh, balls.
Right, line fire of a KV-1. Never mind Alpha.
They got one of those on it.
Alpha, we are right on top of an AT position and the tank.
There it is. Okay. So I leave it there just in case the script doesn't work.
This is pretty on the ground. We might want to try and run away.
KV-1 got Molotov, don't worry about it.
Roger.
KV-1 got Molotov.
Then goes hitting himself for getting burned to death.
Got shot, please. They went just behind the wall.
Now you're probably just...
You have a hunch that this is the base of the side. No!
Ground all squad, push the compound west. Push the compound west.
I think that KV-1 is shot at.
It doesn't help. These guys got spammed with grenades.
Fucking annoying.
Help Alpha.
Reminds me of Quake 3 Arena.
Danger close, shooting at it. I'm bleeding myself.
Got a wrecked soldier down over there. I'm pulling him back. Shoot the guy who shot him. No? He's around the corner though.
Around the corner, that's what shot him.
It's not quite safe here, I'll cover you.
I'll wake up, don't worry about it.
Fuck me.
My arm's broken.
Did you get him?
Jesus Christ. Heart rate, what are you doing? Oh god, giving him CPR.
Yeah, I'm packing myself so I can see beyond the blow.
Yanni, I think, got shot.
Broken arm, here we go.
I'm back.
Mobile. Anyone need help? Please,
Oh,
guys, I got a tank.
No?
Let's find Barb.
Oh no! Oh no! I just saw the grenade!
Oh, by the way, Frost? Frost?
The script won't work on players. Others shooting at the tank.
Whoop. See, that's what happens when you're down to
Alpha RTO back on that. Good copy.
They just said it was, apparently.
You've got a lot of work.
Oh man, this is getting to a meat grinder here.
Okay, you're up.
Especially trying to flank around on the right side. Some of these guys going down, getting shot from within the compound because of the elevation.
Go back. Yeah, he's being worked on. But you're ultra fast.
Yeah, the fuel of that's been cooked out. Tank froze.
Come on, Max, wake up. No time to sleep in the snow.
Medics should be able to get everyone up, though. There's actually not that many guys down.
Talking you now?
Bandaging, backs, chest.
Grabbing his torso.
They're just gonna chill at base.
Leg.
Recorders.
Whew.
2, 1.
I don't want to see it blow up. It's in there, Babel. Sorry, I'll help you after the op is done.
We can pack that.
Jason woke back up? Question mark?
Nano, you got a heartbeat. Alright, packing you, Nano. Alright, you're good.
Going one more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna pack you, Vlad.
Yes, it is.
There we
This
go.
is threes. I'm up again. Is
Alright,
the
back
KV1
to
ours?
Packing you.
Hey, firm, just checked. KV1 is apparently ours. Good copy.
Like 1% left.
Broken.
Lux! 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 Get a medic for... Okay, no, he's dead.
All red, all red. Head southeast.
Never mind.
Frost southeast. Frost southeast.
He's helping Zoe.
Back.
Crazier than I thought. Hearing voices in my head now.
Is that a friendly tank?
Yeah.
Yes, friendly
Yes,
KV1. Friendly
Led by Caleb.
What? Didn't say. Do you want to stand in the middle of That's cool. Do you want to get out? Or get out of the fucking open?
I think even if medics ran up to him, he would have died.
I'm kidding.
Alright, India, let's get you back up.
Nope, bye.
It's because he was next to all the Molotovs and stuff, and you saw how screwed his body was, so...
CPR.
Barb, Liru, our AI might be shooting through tents. I don't know if that's the case or not.
Yeah, I'm fixing it.
Call it.
I got a heartbeat.
Ground all squads, finish clearing this compound and then dig in and go defensive.
This is pretty easy. Clear the tent successfully.
100 meters.
Lots of these guys have grenades, probably.
Contact. Right.
Yeah, I saw she told SVT.
Through ground, possible plan. We have AT stuff here. We could possibly drag it down the road east and see if we can knock out that roadblock using it.
Solid copy.
Good copy, threes, wait one.
Solid copy.
This is three. Stop firing on that cannon. It's us too screwed. We could probably savage it. Whatever.
Solid copy.
Scavenge, scoovage, whatever. Here, just to show him that it's dead, I'm gonna put a smoke pillar on it.
Ground 3's good copy on the plan. We're currently considering it for the time being. Hold position and defend here. Say again, please. Good copy on the plan. Taking it under advisement for the time being. Keep holding this location. Affirm.
And then after a little while, it can delete it. To basically show that, yeah, it cooked off and exploded.
On the way. Solid copy.
Ground all squads.
Welcome to your first scene. Welcome to your first stream, Saint. I just got hit with a massive wave of fatigue because I've been almost 6 hours on this stream. Hot damn. Did an op, training, and a Zeus thingy. Yeah, no, these guys are gonna pull the heck back.
Solid copy. Solid copy. On the way.
Can you pack me real quick? I'll take the thing.
Well, you want to pull the pack?
Oh, he's out of ammo for the max?
Actually, yeah.
Ground Alpha.
This is Alpha Sam.
Right.
Hello? That wasn't me drag glitching, that was just him
We are currently on the west side.
deciding to pull a Houdini.
Probably over that way.
Hey, from Ground Bravo.
Bravo, send.
Same question to you. Which side of this compound are you on?
He's over here. He's in here.
Hear me?
Yeah, hi, Caleb.
Yeah, you can
Say
hear me.
there's more forces up here, because that looks
Northwest,
a little
just
light.
outside the
Don't you
compound.
agree?
On the way.
You might get armor.
We'll go.
Good copy. Bravo, hold the main western road entrance. Alpha, shift east and hold the eastern entrance next to the KV-1. This is 3s. We're already here at the west. Do you want to stay here or do you want to give us another tasking?
On the way.
3s, hold position. Okay, 3s, holding position.
This is Alpha moving to the eastern side of the compound.
That's a repair. I don't think we have a fuel truck down, though.
But someone's knifing a big, or you're getting shot at by tiny arms.
Soviet warp technology, yeah, something like that. Alright, I'm gonna grab his SVT and make some shooty shoots.
Alpha, current status.
We are over here on the eastern side.
Hey, Brim, how you looking on manpower and ammo and stuff?
We should have everyone up, but give me 5 minutes to get everything together.
Hey, from Bravo, how you looking on manpower and ammo?
Bravo's in contact, 4 men strong, and good for ammo.
Hey, from Bravo.
I got ammo to burn with this guy.
Light patrols from the sounds of it coming from the northwest. There's a small compound up there.
I haven't really tried ZE yet. I'm waiting for them to finish it, because there's still a few features that Achilles has over it, but
deal with that.
They'll get there when they get there. I know 700th is switching over, so that'll give me an opportunity to get some experience with it.
Manpower, ammo status. Wait, one, we'll check.
How's the tank looking?
Red, but it works no fuel.
The turret.
Okay, I'm setting maxing down here.
Doesn't give me the option to add it to my interface to delete it. Sometimes when you wreck a building, it gives you that option, but Not in that case.
This is Alpha. This KV could be salvageable. It just needs fuel or someone to tow it.
They're gonna tow a KV. Calling it now. They're gonna freaking tow it.
This is 3s. We're good on ammo and medical right now. Good copy.
Soviet warp technology is no joke. Yeah, have you ever played Red Alert?
Medical as well.
Baines was another guy. I think they weren't reinserting because they were on their second life and died. Actually, this guy has binos. I can actually like pretend to snipe people.
Alpha, this is Alpha Interrogative. Did anyone find a repair truck in this place?
Ground Alpha, there's one sitting in the middle. It's the big covered, boxy looking truck.
Hey, firm, solid copy.
This is 3s. We found a medical truck that can fit 8 people. That can fit my squad, so we have some mobility.
Is that my Zeus Eagle up there? Hey, I got shot by a freaking anti-tank rifle.
Somebody in the middle.
Everybody start bandaging his chest.
Grounded 3s. Bravo's currently in contact to the northwestern side of the compound. Can you dispatch a team over there? For what purpose, interrogative? Go reinforce Bravo and the.
So that's 2 squads worth of infantry. I'm gonna delete them and.
Oh, sorry. Say that second part again. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Keep them back here in reserve.
What's this thing? 3s, can you dispatch a team to Bravo? They are currently on the northwestern side.
I still have those mortars, so I'm gonna start calling in artillery.
I'm gonna put 500 milliliters into them as well.
Okay.
Because I still have Radio Boyo here, so I'm gonna go put him in a position to watch this.
That's idea.
Alright, back to bed.
You repair from this Vic?
I have a toolkit. Let me check.
Oh, he's down to yellow.
Best we're gonna get for the MG. This is a really shit position, though.
I'm gonna have 3 shots come in here.
Gonna get right on his face.
Okay, we're probably gonna get him up.
They have to cross the hill to.
Alright, I'm checking.
Well, there's a toolkit in the.
Hopefully they don't come through the forest and just pop it in the head.
Okay, I'm doing CPR.
Friendly in that tank?
Because I have that arty position they didn't touch last time.
There's another one behind me that was all red, but I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Oh, they got him. Okay, well, that stops that IDF wave, but.
Ground to Alpha, shift west and start shifting north. There's a set of buildings more northwest that we're gonna go attack. Get to cover.
Solid copy. Hey, they want us to move to the northwest.
If possible, take one of the transport trucks and drag the tank along.
He wants us to drag the tank with us.
They're gonna drag the tank. I love it.
Checking pulse.
So I think at this point, these guys have turned the gun around.
Yeah, okay, he needs to wake up now.
You have to be very careful.
Do not
Ground calling Bravo.
And then this one.
Might get
just break it down.
I'm gonna give him epi.
Is this one?
Break the gun down. Break the gun down. You don't have backpacks. You can just carry it with you.
No, I can load it.
Someone pull the repair. Fucking machine gun away from us.
All right.
They're trying to pull this tank out.
Okay, Ray, work with me. Move.
Are we gonna do anything with this disco truck?
We need you to get away from the tank just in case it blows up.
Lovely, we're moving northwest. Or was it?
Yeah, we're moving northwest.
With that.
I just ran up and stabbed the medic to death.
Between your torso and your left.
He got his knife out and tried to fight me.
Is someone in the tank?
We'll go with that. You're you bastard.
You're you bastard indeed.
You're welcome.
Let's stay. The other building has some radios.
How much time we have left, Liru?
As long as you need. Potluck is not for another hour 45.
Alright, we'll go west, clear that shit, and then go east on the final with the gun.
Now I'm not screwing around with the sniper here.
Bravo to ground commands.
Tell the squads to
Bravo,
call
send
me
again.
when they reach the buildings.
Would you be so kind and send a medic in our direction?
That's literally where I shot the last guy.
Good copy, Bravo.
You should wake up soon.
Blood.
He's good on blood, he has only lost some.
Shh. This is where I'm going to be a little more on the harsh side.
There we go.
Yeah.
This is
How can you do
Alpha.
this?
Dragging this tank is really slow. It'll take us a bit.
Good copy, Alpha.
By the way, are you still here?
Fuck is the rest of my squad going?
We're going a whopping 2 kilometers an hour.
Hey, firm. In the meantime, send your infantry north-northwest to the other buildings.
This is Threes. Are we doing something soon?
We will be Threes once Alpha gets to that northwestern position.
I saw friendlies running around that northwest position.
I love it when they try to hunt me.
Alright, no one copies Threes. Good copy.
I mean, I've got an all-white, like, this is the best I can do for a ghillie suit, for, like, you know, 1940s. This is 39 or 38, technically, for Winter War, but this is the best you can do. But if they want to try to hunt me, they're more than free to try, but sometimes they win, sometimes I will make sure I can win. I'm gonna have this guy rest up in the back of a tree. I'm shooting at my previous position.
Remaining at the previous compound on the road, shift north-northwest.
Alright, thank you for
That was
finally
Karn
getting
and
this order.
Nimia trying to hunt me.
But they're tier 3s, they never do wrong.
I mean, yes, but at the same time you're DC, so right now you're the upper rank.
Who just said tier 3s never do Ron? That's based. I love it.
No, tier 3, the equivalent of tier 3 is being wrong.
I mean, they ran off in the beginning of the op and all died except for Zope, so.
Yep.
Did the 3 run off?
Where's Bavaria?
Okay, gentlemen, I need grenade, I'll take that.
They're actually towing this. They're actually towing this.
I called
getting shot.
Sorry. You back Marine. I'm on your east side.
Yeah, the Finnish marksman that killed a bunch of people. Except that's the Russian.
He
died.
Her leg. Everybody here.
I don't have any marksmen in their kits because scoped rifles for this are going to be very, very overpowered.
I don't know. It's letting me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Advance.
Okay, we'll be moving west, clearing the rest of the roads. Once we hit the edge, we're moving all the way back east to hit that final position.
That's gonna take another 30 to 45 minutes at the least.
I just informed with Liru and he said we have at least 1.5 hours left.
Potluck's at 8:30. You have till then, guys. Unless you want to index now, I don't care.
Alright, onwards, west.
Okay, Alpha medic up. Please pack your mags if you have to.
I think you'd all try.
Zope is not allowed any friends. That's correct.
I am done.
He did.
I would much rather take trucks than fucking walk.
Okay, Alpha medic up if you need to.
Nim's also calling it. She's at the same time zone as Az, so it's late for them.
You're good? Okay, get in the trucks.
Get in the
Anyone else
trucks.
needs knee patching?
Hold up in the trucks.
the reinforcements have arrived.
Hey, Yanni. Does your mom drive one of these?
Oh, I did leave. Yeah, well,
Hey, does one of you reds want to load up into
We're all going in the same direction. Fuck sake.
Is it
You
just
would think that, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Welcome to the best team in the world.
This is gonna go very
What is the plan?
That's enough. Rather operating.
See, now they...
All in.
How are they gonna move that?
If it's all good with you, I'm gonna wait for the tanks out of the compound just in case you want it to below.
Let the tanks
Mac, you're the wrong one.
Just go forward. Now I am.
Come on up, there
Go around.
Oh,
Lives
West.
here.
Wait,
Trust
we don't
his,
have a driver.
sense of recognition.
Yeah, I fucking told you.
Fab it is.
We're all gonna crash and die, but that's the other thing.
See if this gets their attention.
To the road and then keep it going with the road.
They pulled that tank up here. No, they can't get it out, by the way. That's great.
This is gonna be a shit show, so you might want to move.
Yeah.
Move
Maybe.
north out of the compound.
we
They
I gotta
gridlocked
turn this
themselves
tank
with
around
the
to where
tank.
it sits. I can't drive it around, so be careful.
This is Breeze. We're not driving 1 kilometer an hour through the woods. We're going back on the road.
I assume you heard that.
I am going to AT the truck, because I know with A still be able to survive it.
And that's something why you did.
Nope.
The tank first.
Oh no.
Trying to put me in a repair animation.
Oh no. Oh no.
So what did we learn?
You unhook the tank first, and then you try and turn around.
Yep.
Hey, someone might want to call over that what the truck will get us around.
Got another fucking truck.
I'm taking the long route.
Yeah, pull it out the other side of the
Ay, 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 ay.
Alpha's rolling. We're heading west on the road.
If you get me and get the fucking on,
Grand copies. Just ignore the explosion. One of the trucks had an oopsie.
Copy that.
This tank back. Is he doing the wait for everybody to RTB?
We're going 4Ks an hour. If they can't get in at this speed, they shouldn't be playing.
Jesus.
Attacking you?
So how's chat doing since the players are, they've lost all their momentum? Which is a shame because there's still a lot of AO to do left, but we're gonna whiz this past them.
Hey, truck, you're getting shot at.
Up there,
Be advised, 8C to the north. Northwest, sorry, northwest.
We got T-26 too.
Refuse, I will stay here.
Alpha's dismounted. We're moving.
Yeah, so when they hit this
northeast
position,
side
I'll
of the
be
road, northwest.
firing some other stuff. Get their attention up here. But what I can also do is grab this guy, look back up with him. Having Caleb hold the rear of the front. Because he doesn't want to leave the tank.
100 meters front.
Hey, buddy. I'm pretty sure I just hit him again. Oh, it was Barbarian too!
Ground Alpha, status of those contacts.
Oh, he's calling it. He's calling it. Oh.
Good copy.
Alpha reports from
What
the
do you
AP
expect to
position
happen
varies
when
on
you
the
take
road
a shot and then you look at it with
APC-7
binos without moving?
Direct northwest on the main road.
This is Bravo. We just commandeered the AT gun.
Now they're pushing it around. They tried to throw
We'll try and
Molotovs
get
in
that,
here too.
Car.
The armor car is dismounted, but they don't know that because they don't have any. They're not looking at it, so they're pulling this out to hit it. Cause hey, it can't be used if it's blown up.
Alpha is continuing on foot northwest in the defilade, northeast side of road.
Shot was short. Shot was short.
Ground copies, we're following up behind you.
Alpha copies.
So you usually have people leave when the momentum goes down. No surprise there.
Alpha Bravo, be advised, some other forces have also commandeered 1x T-26.
Oh, wild sergeant.
Copy that, that's the T-26, the tier 3's got correct.
Hey, firm, same tank.
Copy that. Alpha's currently moving on the enemy position in the defilade northeast side of road.
Good copy. Bravo, status of that scout car.
We have dumped it, and we have commandeered the AT gun again, moving along with the road, getting engaged by a sniper to our east.
I'm just pot-shotting.
Roger. Copy that. Understood. Solid copy.
So they got a tank and a truck of dudes moving up, and they got a bunch of guys moving up other positions too. We're down to 27 now to 35. And this is literally just mop-up duty at this point.
Two, 4, 1, 1, 3.
I'm gonna get on the pullet gun and fire a few more rounds, see if they take note. I don't think this thing's actually that loud, though. Either way, I'll find a way to get some rounds towards them to try to get their attention, but I might not be able to get away with it. Did you just do what I think you just did? Yep.
Alpha's moving into the trench north side of the road.
Yes, he did.
Hold fire.
Ground copies, we're moving up on the south side of the road now.
Bridge copy, we're rolling
Got,
T26.
I got nothing to say.
Good copy.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a tracer overhead. See if I can hit that tree. He threw a grenade and it ricocheted in the trench and it landed by his feet, but that didn't kill him. It was an explosion from a tank round coming in. Rex just got shot. These guys are loading up on secondary. And Karn also gets shot. That sounded like a DP that was shooting at him. Looting before clearing.
Alpha's moving up on buildings northwest.
Ground copies. Bravo and AT gun move up also to the taken position.
Bravo copies.
I guess Dingo's just suppressing the left.
T3's the ground.
Yeah, I had some fortifications here, but they're abandoned.
T3's the ground.
I know Barbarian was the radio guy for the threes, so... Ground, this is high. I know Barb was there, RTO, and he left, so I don't know.
There's a defilade right across the road. Hurry. Head northwest, there's a defilade. Northwest, there's a defilade.
After they hit these sections, I'm probably just going to request index, because for them to go from one extreme side to the other, that's alright. I only had a single magazine!
Three's to ground, be advised we have engaged one time Zeus northeast and have eliminated it.
Railbert had the bigger caliber.
Oh fuck! Oh.
Did you hear him on local? You heard it? Oh my god!
We got people running knives left side of the building.
Good copy, what's the status of your assault?
Working up and moving into the house.
Oh my gosh, it's great.
Immediately behind you.
Hey, look, so was that Alpha?
My arm!
That's Alpha immediately.
Alrighty.
That's based.
Clear the houses.
Any station on this net, this is high. Once you clear the left flank, I'm going to proceed to index. Over.
Ground copies.
I need a medic.
second floor clear?
I swear, there's a guy in here that sounds like Discount Grizzly.
Story building clear.
The Finnish were not the only things the Soviet feared. Improper supplies to keep them safe from the cold also plagued the Soviet troops, resulting in massive casualties.
Yeah, I need a medic.
He left somewhere. Not this shit.
This is them being buried. These are the only buried textures I have, okay? Work with it.
You have graves without crosses. Don't
They're not
bullshit when you have
buried,
graves
Tom.
without
Holy
crosses.
shit. What's a fucking war crime here?
There's a war crime!
Grave without crosses. Don't bullshit me, Liru.
There we go. It's a question mark now.
What the fuck? Fab's down.
This is what communism gets you.
This is the final position, though.
I mean...
Is
I
there
guess
able
this is technically the left flank clear.
stab? I have now more of them.
Caleb's still up here, just...
I'm out of bandages, this is bad.
We should go north.
For
The Russians
If you
are
want to harvest organs, you don't have to rush, it's snowy.
Three's the ground. Go. Threes have reached the west side of the box. Good copy.
Let's go north.
Welcome
What?
back.
Let's go north.
No?
Oh wait, now we have to go south.
I have one and it's awesome.
Go south.
Oh, the blue.
Oh,
threes
there's one
died
in this
there.
guy.
The threes died on the blue circle, so we should be fine.
where?
I think they died on the blue circle, so we should be fine.
Ask Liru if we're done.
This is the one that I stabbed before it killed me.
They left the Vincent.
Just ask Liru if we're done.
Ground to high.
This is high.
Does this count as the left flank cleared, as you said?
I don't know, I'm not there. Is the left flank clear?
From what we can tell, yes.
Alright, stand by for index.
What type of...
So we can call in the mass graves? Threes, yeah, we already did. They're apparently shit tons of Russians.
Did you know that the Soviets not only lost a lot of people from fighting the Russians, there's also a lot that froze to die? I already gave that speech.
Yep.
But no, it's war crime. Just because I have a pile of dead people, it means war crime. Me.
Bravo copies.
That was a
I
hard
didn't
fought
even
battle.
have a chance to load the kill count.
Okay, so I had you guys decide when it was clear. There was an AT gun off the road that was a part of a massive field gun position on like just about 150, 200 meters northwest of your position, give or take. So that's why I was saying when the left flank was clear. And then there was a smaller but still sizable fob on the exact opposite side of your position on the western side of the road, but you got most of it, so.
We knew about that.
I knew for the most part things were starting to fall apart because, you know, player fatigue and that sort of thing. So, you guys went in. Threes went off on their own. Almost all of them died because they got encircled because I had a patrol and then I had another patrol and they basically encircled them and shot them to death. That pulled away units from the place that the rest of the force went into, but you guys were separated too far to have AT guns support either flank, so they chose one flank, took something out, but then another armored Vic came on the other flank and proceeded to mow down a lot of people. Same with the medics. Medics were only in one position instead of spread out. Thus, that first assault pretty much ended in disaster. I told Vincer how to combat that problem, and he brought in the squads a lot quicker, and then you guys proceeded to steamroll everything, which is how you're supposed to do it in World War II based tactics. Went through, smashed through the defensive line I had from left to right, took the main fob, took the site overlooking the fob, then went up the road on the lefts, and found one of the body dumping sites that the Soviets were putting some of their dead in, and then we proceed to index. Overall, got about 80% of the area done, which is not bad. Ground, go ahead.
Well, you already told
Yeah,
us
war
what
crimes
was
are a
wrong
theme
with
in World
the
War II.
first assault, so I won't go over that. I know it's Iron Front, so communication is hard sometimes, but please don't go deciding for yourself where to go, and just wait. If you don't know where to go, radio in, and if your RTO is down, bring it back up. But all in all, I do say that I do not mean that you should not have shown any initiative. Any initiative shown was very well placed and very well done. So in the end, it all worked out. Yeah, RTOs, make sure you respond when you're on radio, and for the Bavarian. After we regrouped together and stayed together, we indeed steamrolled it all. So if you take an enemy, the only thing I want to say after that is if you take an enemy asset, make sure you can keep in contact with ground or any other radio station. Set up a relay if you have to, because sometimes there were bad comms with the assets we captured. But all in all, I'm pretty satisfied how that went. After the first half, at least. Alpha.
Okay, for Alpha, well, the start went well. How it went, we got into a pretty heavy contact, and then I think someone flanked us. We lost our RTO, and when I tried to get the radio off him, I got shot at myself. After that, don't know what happened. A couple of guys, I guess, survived that and fell back. Is that correct? I guess no one.
I kind of survived.
Okay, well, you got out of there without dying.
Real quick, I want to bring this up too. I heard there was a complaint about AI shooting through trees and stuff. I couldn't tell. From everything I saw, the AI weren't shooting through trees. They were just literally finding vantage points. Not even keyholing. It was just the sheer amount of AI that were, around. And when I would encircle a unit, you had guys at every angle firing at you. So, just for your information, continue.
Yeah, well, after that, Alpha regrouped, took a defensive position, rolled over some trenches on the south side of the main road. From there, we pushed up to the small garrison. Heavy losses there as well. Pushed through that, and after that, we got the BT-7 or the scout car, whatever it's called. From there, we continued north and then got redirected southeast when we had a very large counterattack from the enemy infantry on the south side of the road. Alpha took heavy casualties, but we pulled back west. From there, we cleared the last defensive position, or the FOB, whatever. Heavy losses there. After that, regrouped. Yeah, just pushed through. Nothing else. Oh, nothing bad to say about the last bit. That went quite well. Although when we were at the FOB, when we were trying to move out, I would ask you to listen to your squad leader so I don't have to run up to your vehicle and shoot your tires out for you to get out of the car and move where you're told to. If there's anything Alpha Squad would like to criticize me about, go ahead. If not, bravo.
Things, obviously we started off as a smaller squad. Eventually they got up to about 6 man, I believe. The initial engagement, we tried to flank a little bit more to the south to take out the entrenched position there. Unfortunately, there turned out to be another entrenched position in that angle, and we basically all mostly got schwacked. After regrouping, things went quite well. We just kept going from objective to objective, pushing along as we needed to. Eventually captured the one pack, which was quite nice to move around and use, but HE not as effective as I would have liked, but hey. Otherwise, everyone generally did well, so no complaints. Threes?
Yeah, our first engagement, we immediately got encircled, or at least pincered or something. Yeah, lots of AI shooting through, like I saw a couple in a trench thing to our north, and then we couldn't kill him for whatever reason, so we pulled back, started taking fire from the east as we tried to run away. Tried to peel off, we all died, went back in with other reinserts. Fared a bit better, but still a lot of like just any kind of peeking out resulted in us getting rinsed and dropping immediately. It's with all the SVT, like it seemed like every infantryman that I came across had an SVT 40, and that really put us at a disadvantage because the AI would just, shoot us and then shoot us again and again as we were falling.
So, to interrupt, two things. One, standard enemy squad is squad leader with an SVT, radio guy with an SVT, one guy with a DP-22, and then 7 riflemen with Mosin Nagants.
Okay,
second,
then I was just unlucky.
What happened with your situation is you went into the trench, you pulled back, and then by then 2 squads encircled you. And it just got messy.
Yeah, we just didn't see them, and they were able to quickly envelop us, and we got fucked. Also, it seemed AT gun shooting at infantry is no bueno for our health. That was rough, but that's just AI.
Oh yeah, you got domed by one of them.
Actually, that was me twice, and we can talk about that privately.
Okay. If you're gonna have it private, then don't worry about it.
I got hit by the AT gun and was fine.
Well, lucky fucking you then.
I had an AT gun and it was not fine apparently.
Anyway, yeah, that was it. I had issues with my squad. They would go off and do their own thing, and I will talk to them personally as per the new guidelines for dealing with that kind of thing. I'll talk to them about that and try to correct them on their bad behavior. Other than that, yeah, please, whoever was towing the tank, you completely blocked our only way of leaving that fucking village, because trying to drive on the snow resulted in us going like 5 kph maybe. And then I just look back and things are on fire, which...
Oh, I have that recorded. They hit the tree and then it flipped and jumped around and did all sorts of shit in the air and then landed on its nose and then on its back and blew up.
And I also called for that northwest village thing that, hey, I saw friendlies running around there all willy-nilly, so I think it's clear and there's no more contact. But Davinzi, you kept on telling us to go up there when it didn't seem like there was much of a point. But that's other than that, it was just a cluster. We, you commanding and even me squad leading, it was, trying to mitigate, damage control. So I don't blame you for anything really other than that. Go ahead.
If you want to know the exact reason, we were getting IDF landing near us and we needed to regroup and push west. So I guess, over there, landmark, go there.
Yeah, from how I interpreted it, it was like, hey, there's more contact up there. And I'm like, I don't see contact up there, but...
There was one. It was Liru over there with a knife.
Yeah, I should have shot him in the face. But that's it for threes, I think.
I think we did, so.
I did.
After knifing me?
No, someone popped around the corner with a knife and just rinsed him down. But anyway.
I think that's it.
Open debrief.
Shot an AT go with the AT rifle.
Anyway, guys, I might be back for potluck. Bloodwing said she doesn't feel like playing tonight, which is unfortunate. But I'm gonna be honest. We are on 6.5 hours, and I am like spent. So, oh my god. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operational. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers. Might be back later, might not be. The VOD will be cut into 3 pieces for this one. And otherwise, cheers. Have a good one. Go operate operationally. Yada yada.